Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of our journey to Platinum in new Season 11. So we're just going to quickly grab our items and head back into lane while I talk. But as you can see, we're playing Ashe Seraphina against a Misfortune Lux this game. Now if you watched my Xayah game from a few days ago, then you'll know that I was talking about potentially removing Xayah from my champion pool because I'm just not doing very well on her. A mixture of her, one, not being in the best place currently, and two, me just misplaying situations with her. So I'm looking at other champions that I could potentially play instead, and Ashe is one of them, who I thought would, fit well this game with the champions that were being hovered in Champ Select when I actually picked. And also this game, we will be trying out I forget what the name of the item is, but it's the support item that Ashe goes a lot these days, Imperial Mandate. We'll be trying out the Imperial Mandate build on Ashe, because it's just basically focused on spamming Ws, and increasing the amount of damage that your team can deal. Now looking at our team comps, we have a Varus mid, which is kind of interesting. And he's even gone Flash Teleport. He hasn't gone Flash Heal or Flash Barrier or anything like you would normally see a Varus go. But then you don't normally see Varus mid these days anyway. So we will just run the safe way back to lane here, I think. But yeah, the good thing about Imperial Mandate with Ashe is that obviously your autos slow the enemy, so your autos can even just proc it. But also just your constant spamming of W with the amount of cooldown reduction or ability haste you get in the build actually obviously makes it a lot better as well. So they do have the push on us, unfortunately here. But that's okay, we will just make sure we're getting autos off on the wave where we can, and picking up minions where we can. We did miss that one though, unfortunately. And that Misfortune Q did bounce to us there. But hey, not the worst thing in the world. Just flash out of here. Just so that we don't get, or we don't give, the Misfortune a chance to auto us anymore while we have the Ignite on us. Because if she did get to auto us another couple times, then it could have been a little bit risky. So we just got to remove that possibility from her. And now we'll try and push this wave out as quickly as possible. Seraphina is trying to help out with it, so that's good of her, thank you. We were slightly too slow on that. Now, we kind of do need to stay and push this wave as well, because it's just in a very bad spot for us right now. As long as we avoid any Lux Qs here, then we should probably be fine, I would say. Now we will manage to push that wave in, and now we can look at potentially backing. I will walk over here though, just because I don't want the Lux to E us and stop our back or anything. And I don't think she'll chick in this bush over here. She would mainly chick near our tower or in one of these two bushes, or even potentially in this one here. But anyway, we will pick up the tier right now whenever I find it. Don't actually know where tier is, so I'll just type it in. Grab that, and get a Fairy Charm as well, which will start building into the Imperial Mandate. But yeah, we also want to go into our Mana Mune first of all this game, because this build does use a lot of mana, and then we will be going into the Imperial Mandate over there. So, looking at, something going on in the mid lane here. So Varus did flash for that, to try and be safe, but he will die anyway, unfortunately. My character did just sort of stop walking a little bit. Honestly, they need to just try and get out of here. Lux is around the area as well. Yone did manage to pick up the kill onto the Varus mid there, so Varus has actually died twice now. As expected, not doing the best job as a Varus mid. It's just not really a pick that is that viable these days, in my opinion. Hence why no one really plays it. But hey, who knows, maybe he'll be able to dish out some meaningful poke or something in the late game. Won't doubt him too much for now. Don't want to spam ping him or anything, make him tilted. Make sure we just get all the minions that we can though. Avoid any poke where we can. And get some off where we can as well. Honestly, I should potentially be using my W a wee bit more now as well that I've got tier. So I can look to try and poke a wee bit more with that. I won't be able to hit her with a W over there because of the minions in the way. just do that. We will manage to hit some poke off on her there. And we should be able to pick these minions up as well. Which we can. And we have our W up now, which we'll use in that bush. Yeah, we can get some more stacks on our tier from doing that. And just get some more damage on the Lux in the meantime. Okay, now we don't really want to be pushing into them too much, I don't feel like, because the Lux can, if she just lands a binding, do a lot of work. So, away from that. Will we manage to hit that minion? Not quite, but we will get it anyway. We will take a decent chunk of damage for it though. The Yone is now just getting very far ahead, which will not be very good for us at all. Yeah, we will pick up a kill on the Misfortune there thanks to the Shaco gank. So thank you, Shaco. Give him a little emote, let him know that we're thankful for it. And again, try and push this wave in as quickly as possible. But we might have to stick around for this wave anyway as well, which looks like we will. But the Seraphine is decent at helping push the wave as well, so not too bad. Oh, okay. Varus is getting a shutdown there on the Yone. Oh, and it looks like we might just be dying here, so I'm not going to bother trying to heal. A little bit greedy, as I said, we should have probably just left before pushing that other wave, because we weren't fast enough to push out, unfortunately. But just something to remember. So we will pick up the core fields here and then head on back to lane, potentially. Can we get anything else for this? No. Yeah, there's only one Fairy Charm in the build. I think Fairy Charm is actually 250 gold now. Yeah, I think it used to be 150 from memory last season. But I'm not 100% sure about that. But anyway, we'll head back to lane now. The Misfortune did get a kill somewhere. I can't remember whether she got that earlier or whether she picked that up from one of us there. But I'm pretty sure I died to the Hecarim. I just don't remember fully. Okay, I should be able to pick that up, and I will. Won't be able to get that one though. Won't be able to get that minion either, but we should be able to pick this one. Good. Okay. And again, we don't really want to push too hard, I don't feel like, because that will give the Hecarim and the Yone lots of opportunities to gank us. So we'll just stay back as far as we can and try and wait for level 6 before we do anything crazy, or wait for some ganks. Shaco has ganked us twice now, so that's been really good. He's shown that he doesn't mind helping us down here, so definitely good for us. And yeah, we'll just try and keep this wave in as favourable a position as possible for us. Okay, and Hecarim is going to come back over here. Okay. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to keep her alive there. And now I have to just leave because I can't risk Hecarim being around in the area. Ooh, and that Lux is nearly hit me. So this is just another unfortunate thing with the Hecarim being able to just run back and gank us again. But we will go back to base, pick up a longsword and a couple of control wards. And then start heading back into lane now. But yeah, they did get a decently sizable lead off of those Hecarim ganks. But you know, as I said, the Shaco has been ganking for us as well, so it's not like we've had zero assistance or anything. And they're not super far ahead of us overall in terms of the game itself. So we'll just bide our time. And it looks like mid lane has been able to be a little bit more salvaged thanks to the Shaco sort of putting a little bit of pressure there. So I don't mind him not ganking for us a little bit if it means we can sort of save the mid lane a little bit. But that Hecarim ganked us even when we weren't that far pushed up, so that just shows sort of like the power of Hecarim's kit in general as well. So we just need to be very careful. So he's up top side now because he just took the Rift Herald. So we don't really need to be worried about him at the moment per se. It looks like Shaco is going for the dragon there, so we'll just try and push out this wave so that we have wave priority, or lane priority. And then just start hitting up here. Probably put a control ward in this bush, and then put another ward over here before getting into the blast gun. And there goes Lux. Oh, so that's not something we have to worry about. Okay, and now get back to pushing. another thing about this build though that I'm not really used to with Ashe, is having such low attack speed. Yep, the Varus is going to die again. We are going to pick up a Graves kill for it at least. But yeah, the fact that the Hecarim and the Yone are getting a hit is, oh my gosh, the worst people on their team that could be getting a hit for us right now. And yeah, the amount of poke they're able to put out on us, yeah, and just instantly kill me there. Yeah, unfortunately, I guess I underestimated the amount of poke that they could dish out that quickly. And so I sort of underestimated it and was a wee bit greedy there. But, hey, we can't really do too much about that right now. So we won't be able to afford our mana quite yet either. So we'll just have to head back to lane. Send out our hawk shot over there to see if we can spot out the Hecarim or anything. But yeah, I think in terms of scaling, I think they outscale us as well, and they're ahead in the early game, which means we're just going to have to rely on them making mistakes or us outplaying them this game, which, yeah, it's not really a thing that you want to rely on too much, obviously, but that's just the position that we found ourselves in this game. Misfortune is an annoying champion to lane against in general, and Hecarim when he gets a hit is just ridiculous, so yeah, that's just the situation we're in this game, and we will deal with it in the best way that we can. Okay, make sure we dodge out on that Lux binding there, but also just keep her in sight. Make sure we also get these minions where we can as well. And Seraphine is like helping keep this Lux out of lane. Misfortune is doing a decent amount of damage with her E though, actually, so I didn't think she'd be doing that much damage with her E, but she is, so at least we were managing to keep the Lux out of lane for as long as we did. Potentially I should have just ulted for the Lux there. Oh, what? Oh, come on, Seraphine. Ult the Lux. Oh well. So, Seraphine had a completely different idea to what I was going for. I wanted to double ult the Lux so that we could get the kill there, but she went for the Misfortune, and then Hecarim just happened to also be in the area. So, overall just an unfortunate chain of events that happened there that we couldn't really do too much to prevent, I don't think. We obviously could have used our hawk shot over this area here to see if the Hecarim was around, but I didn't think that he would be. And yeah, at this point the Yone and the Hecarim are just so far ahead that honestly it's going to be very difficult to come back into this game. And Shaco has gone with Gale Force? I'm not really sure if that's sort of the thing that Shaco goes these days. I'm not really a Shaco player. Oh, okay, my W doesn't do enough damage to the minions to secure that cannon, unfortunately. And they did manage to get the mid tower. So we will just try and calm down a bit. We've been trying to keep our lane in a pretty even state, but you know, we haven't been able to do that because of the AoE from Lux and the damage that Misfortune's able to put out from bouncing her Qs off of minions and stuff as well. So we will just have to try and wait and see if we can scale up and get our Imperial mandate to put in some work if we make it to that part of the game, which is honestly what we're just aiming to get to at the moment. We managed to get those. Oh, okay, we did manage to get the Misfortune flash there. I was a little bit slow on the ult there. If I'd noticed a wee bit earlier that the Seraphine had landed it, then I could have ulted quicker, and she wouldn't have been able to flash out of the way. But that's just my bad, so I'll try and be a little bit more aware next time, I suppose. But yeah, even just like situations like that, as you can see, we can still do stuff. It's just a lot harder for us than it is for them right now. And we will get those minions, and then maybe try and get some vision around this area here. Okay, so Hecarim is up in the top lane. So, and it looks like he's going to be able to kill them both, unfortunately. So we'll ward this just to get the control ward, and then head back over. Okay, Lux again is going for our ward over there. we'll get a bit of damage off on her, and we'll get this Infernal Drake thanks to Shaco. I have ult in 3 seconds. Let Shaco know that it's warded over there in case he didn't notice it. And we'll pick up that minion there. Overall, they are ahead on CS. Misfortune does have more CS than me. She's also rushed the Serpent's Fang though, which is interesting. Like, she does more damage to shielded targets, but we don't have that many shields on our team. The only one that I can really think of is the Seraphine. So I guess she's just really wanting to make sure that Seraphine doesn't shield for too much. Which, I mean, is fine, I suppose. But, yeah, that's not really what I would have thought would have been the best idea to rush building. But we'll see if that actually works out for this game. So we will back here with 1300 gold and work towards our Imperial Mandate. We will go for this and then the Ruby Crystal. Actually, we'll probably get boots before the Ruby Crystal because we want to be a wee bit faster around the map. And they're just pushing like crazy right now, so I think I need to walk up here and try and defend it. We've got 4 people in the mid lane right now. Let's get some damage off if we can. I actually just have to flash over here now. Get him out of the way there. Seraphine was trying to ult him there, but honestly, I'm probably dead here as well now. Yeah, they just have a lot better coordination than our team. Gragas is still just farming in the mid lane. Varus obviously is just playing AP Varus mid lane, which is a terrible idea. But you know, that's what he wanted to play, and we can't stop him from picking it, unfortunately. So we'll just pick up the Ruby Crystal here, and hope that our team can calm down a little bit. But even if they do, as I said, their team outscales as well. So I don't really see us winning this game. I'm going to accept it as a bit of a loss, and just see if we can manage to do anything. But yeah, this build on Ashe is very obnoxious if you can actually get to the stage where your Imperial Mandate is built and stuff like that. But yeah, at this point it's like no one on the team is really doing any damage anyway, so even if I'm buffing people's damage, I'm not really sure whether it's going to help too much, which is where you could argue that perhaps a different build is better on Ashe, where you have more solo carry potential. But because we had a Varus and a Shaco and stuff like that, I figured that having the more supportive build would have been more beneficial. But yeah, it just hasn't turned out that way this game, unfortunately. But we will just try and farm up here where we can. Have a look around the lane and see if they can... Yeah, no, we can't send anything up there to help out with that, unfortunately. The Varus is just too far behind at this point. We'll send out our W there. It's not going to make too much of a difference, I wouldn't say. But again, we've just got to do what we can here. Get rid of this super minion here. Now we are still about 500 gold off of our Imperial Mandate. So we will just keep going for these minions here. And yeah, just hopefully our team doesn't die while we're farming too much. And yeah, the Varus is just going to come in here and try and take all of the farm. But I'll just let my team know how close I am to Imperial Mandate. Start heading down to the bot lane, see if I can pick up that farm. The Misfortune is pushing the wave. And we did just see the Hecarim now over there. We won't bother trying to ult that, I don't think, because even if we did land the ult, I don't think it's a fight we really want to be taking right now. So we'll just leave our ult available. And we're just a little bit off of our Imperial Mandate still. Misfortune did use her ult on the wave. Yeah. And yeah, Varus again is taking this farm. In reality, I'm the one who needs it, because he's not going to be doing anything with it. And at least I'm building supportive items where I can help the rest of the team do stuff by getting gold. So we'll just try and pick these ones up, but we couldn't get those either. And which means we are still 20 gold off of the Imperial Mandate. But this is just sort of how solo queue goes sometimes. So Ashe, again, is just a champion that I was thinking I might pick up. And so I'm just trying her out in this game. Whether it's a good idea or not is another story. And the Yone is just going to actually destroy one, and then my ult is going to miss there as well. Okay, I will manage to get the shot done. Now, I didn't ult earlier because I didn't think that he would be able to survive all of that. But I guess he did. Yeah, not really too much to say about this game. I feel like we did what we could. And yeah, we took all the opportunities that we sort of had presented to us. Just weren't enough of them, really. And yeah, Hikarum again is just going to charge in at us because he's 8-0 with two full items and also a Bramble Vest now. So at this point it is literally just impossible for us to do anything really. But yeah, looks like the game's probably going to be over pretty soon. We will pick up Berserker's Greaves here just so that we have some kind of attack speed. And generally you want to go into Ravenous Hydra next in this build. But honestly I don't think it's really going to matter too much at this point. But we will see. So I do have my full Imperial Mandate. We are... let's see, how much mana do you this? 450 now. So we are about 120 mana off of getting our mana immune, or our mirror mana, sorry. So if we are able to get to that point, then maybe we can help our team do a wee bit more damage. Shaco's really trying to do as much as he can here as well. But yeah, it's just not really a heck of a lot we can do. We'll ward in here, just so that we do have vision of them coming through, but they did pick up the Baron, so there's no way we can really defend against a Baron push from all 5 of them, with an 8-0 Hikarum and an 8-3 Yone. So, yeah, Yone is another champion which I don't know why people aren't really banning it. I've been banning Katarina mostly myself, but yeah, I don't know which one is more important to ban at this point, because I've gone against a couple of Yones now and they've just been ridiculous. He's a well-known broken champion in the preseason, so, and he hasn't received any nerfs. He actually got a bit of a buff, so I don't really know why people are leaving him open. But hey, again, I guess people are just either too confident in themselves or they don't know what's really going on in the current meta. Either way, it's screwing up a lot of games. Okay, so they are going to just take the red buff, which we can't help. We have pushed out the mid wave at least, and the bot wave and the top wave, so although they will be able to push those back into us pretty quickly. Now I kind of do want to get the Tiamat, but that's still about 500 gold away. We'll slow down the Hikarum a little bit here. Yep. We'll just be able to do that there, and he'll just go back to his thing over there, so he's not going to die for that, unfortunately. Oh, okay, we did manage to get him with Varus, so that was perhaps the only good thing that Varus has done all game. I wasn't really paying too much attention to what he was doing mid, I just saw him dying a lot. But we can now pick up our pickaxe for the Ravenous Hydra. So we'll go back and get that, and then head back into lane where we can. Ult is up in 20 seconds. So yeah, we'll just try and defend as best we can. Obviously with this build I do have a lot of CC, I guess, and a lot of help for the rest of my team, but that relies on my team actually doing stuff with that help as well. So Varus now is doing a little bit of damage, I suppose. Nothing too insane, but definitely more than he was previously doing. So definitely better than nothing. We need to be careful of this Graves over here, and also be careful of Hikarum potentially just running us down. So we do need to just walk away. And just try and kite these minions out here. But yeah, we don't actually do a lot of damage ourselves here, unfortunately, because of the build that we've gone. But we also want to be still getting our items as an AD carry. So we're kind of in this awkward position here. As I said, I don't think the build is necessarily bad or anything like that. I just think that with the way the other lanes have gone, it's not really able to do what it's supposed to as well as we would like. Now they are just going to get that Ocean Drake there. We will manage to pick up our Tiamat. And instead of building into... I don't know if we would carry on building into the Ravenous Hydra or to try and build another item first. Unfortunately, Seraphine didn't manage to get her ult off there, and then Yone just came in and completely destroyed us all. So that is just game there, because there's no way the Varus lives this and kills all four of them. And yeah, Shaco was just in the bot lane there, and he can't defend against all of them either. So Seraphine just face-checked the bush and then died for it. Nothing we can do about that. And yeah, that just means that unfortunately we are going to lose this game. In terms of what I could have done better, there was some positioning for mistakes in lane, underestimating Misfortune's Q bounce radius, I suppose. But overall, yeah, there wasn't too much I think that I could have done a lot better in lane. We will give the honour to Shaco because he definitely tried. I think the rest of them got a little bit tilted. But yeah, so Shaco really tried his best in that game, I think. So that is going to be our second loss in our promos. Out of our next two games, as long as we win one more, we will instantly get into gold, which is good. We will manage to avoid the promotion series. But yeah, not really too much we could do that game. Looking at the graphs as well, yeah, the enemy team just got way too far ahead of us. Varus actually did a surprising amount of damage. I didn't think he'd do that much. But even so, he just made the game a lot harder for all of us by feeding the Yone and the Hecarim as well. But yeah, I hope you guys did like the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe. And I hope you guys will tune in next time and enjoy the next video as well. Catch you later.